Good day. Good day. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the morning version of this thing of ours. We have 2 day live streams. 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I want to start off by saying right off the bat, you know you have to like this. You know the routine. It gets boring. You hear all this stuff. People like this, like me, like. Like, subscribe, like. The likes are critical. It's important. Before I begin, too, they're coming after, I guess, people are delighted, in some sense of ghoulish glee, over what they are saying is this attack on the folks from My Pillow. And Mike Lindell, they want to, it's ghoulish. You know, this schadenfreude kind of a thing. Well, you know what the best way we can do? If you want to be a patriot, support mypillow.com. That simple. Use promo code Lionel and get a free gift, which is tautological. I recognize that. How dare anybody tell me I can't, excuse me, what? Yeah, don't, excuse me. What? Unlike, when it comes to the woke generations and business, they don't seem to know what they're talking about. They did a hell of a job destroying Bed Bath & Beyond. They did a hell of a job destroying what is going to be Anheuser-Busch and Target and Disney and everything else. So you're telling me you know about business? Your entire media conglomerate is crushing, collapsing under the weight of its own ineptitude and irrelevance. So right now, there's the link, mypillow.com. Show your support. By the way, it's a great product. It's not a charity. I'm not saying, give them a few bucks. No. We are a MyPillow home and have been. And I'm not saying that. That's an honest to God truth. That's one thing. Second thing. Do you ever have these things where you say, you think of somebody for a long time, you haven't think of them, and you look, and they've died. I say, how did I know that? Why did I think to look? I don't know. You can work anything you want into it. You can rule. You can, what am I trying to say? You can, you could say, well, it was see, we're all psychic. I don't even want to go there. I don't know why it is. Could be. I don't know. I don't jump to that. And I'm not going to give you the Occam's razor theory. I don't jump to that right away. But I will tell you this much. So the bottom line is simply this. And I ask you this question. So we're thinking this morning. And there's a name we haven't thought of in a while. This person dumped us because of this supposed connection with Trump. So, okay. Well, they're dead. They died. And I turned to Mrs. L and I said, yeah, but she died a long time ago. She died the moment she said, psst. I've got two friends of mine. One friend of mine that I have known for we're going on 50 years. And we don't ever, nothing gets in the way of our friendship. Politics doesn't make any sense. Letting politics get in the way of our friendship be like letting music. Well, you're a Bette Midler fan, and I'm sorry. And that would be like, no. That doesn't make any sense. We're still friends. Another friend who's demented. I don't even know what he wants to. And we kid about it. We're friends. But then there's one case. Do you know there's one fellow that years ago, Mrs. L, in actuality, I don't want to go too much, actually saved his life. Let me just leave it at that. I don't want to go too much into specifics. And this figlio de puttana, he decides she's no good. After he owes her, I'm not just saying this, okay? This is the derangement of this. This is the derangement. This is the immorality. I'm into this morality. Let me say something, and I hope you understand something. When you listen to me, you don't know what you're going to get. I'm the Forrest Gump of whatever this is. I'm going to say something invariably that's going to just infuriate you. The biggest bunch of backstabbers, four-flushers I've ever met in my life are the profoundly, conspicuously, and ostentatiously religious. They're worthless. The people who are either without religion or are quiet, they make no bones about it. They don't hold themselves out as, well, you see, I'm... These people, as soon as I hear that, here we go, another one of these. The biggest bunch of phonies. Now listen to me carefully, because people invariably, they don't understand. Now, because I don't know a lot of people who, especially in the world of the internets, don't stand out and ostentatiously say, I'm a Muslim for Trump. No, they don't. I stand by Islam and the flag. And no, their religion is kind of personal. There are others who, Judaism, Jews for, defense. Maybe. I don't hear them here. You just, Zoroastrians, Buddhists, no. But when you want to make your bones on the political platform of conservatism, flag, guns, God, Bible, Jesus, you're in. And anytime you can work that in, oh my God, it is blasphemous. Blasphemous. Do you hear me? Praise God. How these people do this is beyond me. And I'm sick and tired of these people who take it on like a new set of cufflinks or a hairstyle. Let's see. I've got my website. Okay, I'm going to be the sexy hot mom. Okay, got my greased up facelift face. Check. Got my filter on. Check. Got my check. Got my gun. Yeah, I'm Lauren Boebert. Look, I'm a gun. I carry guns. I'm a gun. Okay, fine. Got that. I prayed for this. When I prayed. Oh, you did? Really? Yes, I prayed. You prayed for this. Okay. Got that. Caca del Toro. They are as Christian as this bottle of water. They're great on promoting it like a bumper sticker. It's part of the thing. It's part of the deal. It's part of the... Now remember what I'm saying. I know so many devout people you cannot believe. I know people who have devoted their entire life to it. In ministries, evangelicals, hardcore, the special ops of Jesus's brigade. And they are the most humble and wonderful people ever. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about these phonies in the world of conservatism who they go to the prop closet and they take whatever they can get, whatever works this week, whatever it is. Whatever. And if it works, terrific. Veterans let me get to this in a moment. The best one now is Sound of Freedom has just inspired this new group of folks, this new iteration. You understand this? This is the best thing ever. And they're saying whatever they do. And you know how it is. When you get into YouTube metrics, you go, well, that last video did great. What did you do? I said pedo every 4 words, but not pedo. Put down pedo. Whatever. Satan. Wrote down Satan. What else? Evil. Evil. What else did I do? Doubled up on pedo. Got it. Got it. Evil. Okay. Trans. Trans isn't trending. Really? Yeah, we're done with that. Is that the only thing you think of? As long as the metrics come through, that's all I care about. All of a sudden, overnight, there's one in particular. Her beginning, her end, was at one point drag shows, drag queen shows. It's the most important thing in the world. That was it. Nothing mattered except that. Most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. And here's the best one too. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. And I want to do this. I want to ask you a question. So whenever I ask this question, I ask friends of mine, I say, what would Jesus do? They say, don't do that. I said, no, I'm serious. I was watching something the other day. It's either Caviezel. He was on some show with. And these these military shows. And you know, I'm a man of faith now. Because I'm in God. Yes, you know, Jesus, the power of the Holy Spirit and God. I prayed to God. And God told me. I voted for Donald Trump because God told me. I prayed. Okay, fine. I'm not going to say you didn't pray. Okay. Excuse me, what did you do before? What was that? You were in Special Ops, Delta, SEAL Team 6. How many people did you kill? Well, wait a minute. It was noble. Did you, according to you, relative to you, what about the people you killed? You think you were noble? You're the enemy. You came into their country and they said, who the hell is this? I don't know. Why are they shooting at us? Because we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys. From Vietnam to you name it. How many people did you kill? So let me ask you something. Did you pray about that? What do you think Jesus would think about this? Now, I'm not going to go back and relitigate wars. But since you keep bringing up Jesus every 5 minutes, and since Jesus gave you the motivation and the direction to, for Sound of Freedom or this and that, or voting for Trump or CPAC, or whatever the hell it is that you claim, what do you think Jesus would think about that? What do you think? Do you think Jesus would be in favor of war? Do you think Jesus would be in favor of the death penalty? What about Leslie Van Houten? Oh, no way. Screw her. She killed somebody. What about forgiveness? I don't got time for forgiveness. Did you pray about that one? No. Why not? I don't pray about stuff like that. I pray about, that's not part of the script. I pray about stuff that, I'm just trying to, phonies. Their world of religion is just cafeteria style. Whatever works. If it works, it's great. And I prayed today that, so excuse me, what else do you pray for? How about the way you treat your kids? How about the way you live your life? How about the way you turned your back on friends, people who helped you because you didn't like their politics? Or how about the fact that this is the part that gets me. And I would love to do this thing. And whenever I talk about it, people get all upset. I want to do a show called An Evening with God. And I imagine that I'm on a stage and I get to say, God, I know this sounds crazy, but I have transformed you into this image, this vision. And I get, because I can't understand a force or whatever it is, so I'm going to ask you a question. And it might be God or it might be Jesus, depending upon who you are. Are you in favor of the death penalty? What do you think God would say? Hell no. Killing people? No. Yeah, but God, excuse me. You're going to kill my creation because of what? Well, I'd have a problem with locking anybody up, especially when they want to hurt somebody. Killing them? No. What about war? No. Self-defense? Tell me more. And then God or Jesus would say, when was the last time you got involved in a real justified war? Good luck with that one. So there we are, all these people. And I just love this. It's like, excuse me. Now, I'm not trying to relitigate war. I'm not trying to do this. But do you realize how we kill? There's a movie now called Oppenheimer. And the movie theaters are so interested in trying to do something to maybe bring back movies that they put the word out, please say it's a great movie. I haven't seen it. Okay? Do you know how long I've studied and read and heard and lectures and about Oppenheimer and Groves and Enrico Fermi and how many people did not want to drop it, including Eisenhower and MacArthur and Curtis LeMay and Stimson and oh my God. What do you think God thought about that? Why did Harry Truman do it? Why? To show the Russians. How do you like that? You think that's moral? You think that's good? We still the good guys? Did it twice? Are we the good guys? Does that make any sense? Do we even talk? No, we don't talk about morality. Religion to us is a label. It's like something. It's like a hat you wear. It's like a Christian, political Christian. Hey, I'm running. Hey, I said that. Yeah. Religion is a wonderful thing. Phonies or something. Phonies. That's like people who love to say, go out and work hard. You're using steroids. Yeah, well. You're not natty. You're using steroids. You're a phony. Now, religion, working out is one thing, but you're a phony. So anyway, so Leslie Van Houten, I'm thinking, I asked all my friends, what would Jesus say? Would Jesus say, the hell with her. Leave her in. A deal's a deal. No. So how come you don't pray for that? You just told me now Jesus would most probably say, show mercy. 53 years? Come on, what's the matter with you? Enough. Do you think Jesus might say, locking people up, especially when they're going to hurt people. Oh, I got no problem with that. But 53 years? You really think she's going to hurt somebody at this point? Come on, Jesus, a deal's a deal. Excuse me, you know who I am? I know a little bit about punishment. I'm against the punishment. I'm a victim of capital punishment, and I was guilty. He was the Son of God, right? Guilty as charged. Nobody thinks that way. Because in our country, religion, from the days of Elmer Gantry to snake oil to whatever, has been divided up into very wonderful people, devout people, quiet people, sincere people, pious people, and showboaters. Showboaters, glad-handers, and carnival sidemen, sideshows, snake oil, fire and brimstone. Hear the word. From snake handling to whatever it is. And it drives me crazy. We thrive on and in hypocrisy at every level of our existence. Period. Now, I didn't want to miss this. Mr. Ford Frey says, picking up where we left off last night, although I'm a Glenn Fry fan, my last name is pronounced like Hay, Trey, Gray. Ford Frey, thank you. And I played bass guitar, Rickenbacker in a rock band in the late 70s. Excellent. Ford Frey. Thank you, Ford Frey. Appreciate it. So, there are some other things I have a hard time with. And that is trying to explain to people things that I know most people don't understand. You being the exception. Number one, Zelenskyy. Do me a favor, don't bother. NATO. Americans don't get it. They have no idea what it is. You try, you want so hard. No, I really want to. No, you don't want to understand. What is NATO? Well, NATO is. You see a picture of Zelenskyy walking around looking kind of confused? See, they don't like him. Who said they don't like him? See, it's just like it's like AGI. Nobody gets it. Nobody follows it. Okay? Nobody gets it. You can forget it. I heard one of the best lectures or discussions ever. It was from Lieutenant Colonel McGregor. It's fantastic. And John Mearsheimer, of course. And people see exactly through what's happening regarding NATO and what have you. Including a president who doesn't show up to the meeting, but he was on the beach. You know why? Because he's too tired. And they are so scared. They told him last night, they told his people, you are not going to let him out of your sight. There's not enough Adderall. With time changes, whatever, we are not going to have pops. He's only 80 years old. There are people walking around who are just... Alan Dershowitz is going to be 85 or something. I mean, come on. This is not normal. 80 is not the end of the term. He just can't even put words together. And that's why they said to him, you're not going out. We made a mistake with you on the beach. We made a mistake when he's walking along all these pebbles and he's walking and he's just... But that's all people want to care about. They want to talk about that. They want to talk about, Anheuser-Busch, things like that. That's kind of funny. Now, another thing. When I ask somebody, are they changing the weather? Are they changing the weather? My answer is, I don't know if they're changing the weather. I have no idea if anybody's changing the weather. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had a hand or the ability to, in fact, do something with the weather. I would not be surprised if they had the ability to do something with the weather. Now, what most people will do is the conspiracy theorists, and I'm going to call it the CTs. The conspiracy theorists, this is a pejorative term for people who just love this. They will say, of course, because they don't know the difference between suspecting something and proving something. They have no... Doesn't work. They can't tell one from the other. They don't know. I always cite the quote from William Cohen, the defense secretary, that is a nice indicator. But right now we are seeing Vermont floods, story after story after story. Look at Drudge. If you want to see, read the headlines of Drudge. This is coming from Shadow Government Central. These are the words, these are the words and the ideas they want you to believe. That everything, that global warming is heating up. That the temperatures in the oceans are at an all-time high. That Vermont is flooding. Hudson Valley here in New York, flooding. Tornadoes, earthquakes, drought, heat. You got it? What do you think this is leading up to? Don't think too long. What do you think this is heating up to? Remember, Drudge, CNN, ABC, all of this. These are wholly owned subsidiaries of the shadow government. They say exactly what has to be said. So keep in mind what is happening with that. Now, do I know they're... No, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Do you know what man has always wanted to do? Affect the weather, change the weather, since the beginning of time. You know that, right? Absolutely. You know that, right? Absolutely. What does man want to do? Affect the weather. What else? Affect the weather. Read minds. Will we be able to read minds? With AGI, we will. Absolutely. We were doing this a while back with DARPA. Remember, DARPA came up with a while back. There was a kind of a tape. It was this particular tape. You put it right here, and it picked up micro vocalizations when people speak and think. Now, I'm not saying for sure. I'm just saying. I want you to know something. I want you to listen to me carefully. A lot of you are brand new, and I appreciate this. And many of you are brand new to the CT crowd, the conspiracy theory crowd. And I'm going to call it that because that's kind of what we're thought of. Bobby Kennedy is a conspiracy theorist. By the way, did you see that interview with Tucker and Andrew Tate? Yeah, what was the point of that? I didn't even watch. I said, what is this? Andrew Tate. Am I missing something here? Is this important? Why is there a penchant to always hang around these hyper-masculine types? By the way, remember I told you about Ray Epps a while back? Remember that? Remember I told you? I said, that's going to be the case. Wait till you hear that when that defamation case comes about. And of course, many people that I talk, the true CTers, they can't understand that. They say, well, don't you understand? There were federal agents. You're missing the point. No, well, how come he was in charge? You're missing the point. It's not the point. Critical thinking. What's the issue? I don't know, but he wasn't. No, 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 no. What's going on here? What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you saying? What? No, no. Wait till he takes a stand. Wait till he says, you know what the hell I went through? And by the way, can you prove he was an agent? No. Is it likely that he was? Sure it was. Looks like it. That's not enough. And they're definitely not going to charge him now because he's on his way to suing Tucker and Fox for more money. And the feds are going to say, we're definitely not going to. Because if they say, okay, excuse me, he was one of us, there goes the lawsuit. So they're not going to do that. They want to just drain Fox News. And Rupert and his sons, Lachlan and the other dude, would love to just say, sell this. This model's done. We don't make any money with this. We don't make any money with Fox News. This is ridiculous. We make money with TV and sports and NASCAR and football. This isn't worth it. Same thing Zaslav says with CNN. This is an albatross. What do I need this? What am I getting out of this? I don't care. I'd rather be done with this because when you own it, then you're beholden to the shadow government to keep promoting this stuff. So you know what? Sell it. Here, you take CNN. We don't need this. You get your news elsewhere. Nobody cares about CNN. Nobody. But I want to tell you something. And I'm going to see if I can tell you this and I can warn you about something. Especially if you're new to this. In 2001, after 9/11, the internet was absolutely the most wonderful place in the world. Some of the most incredibly brilliant minds came forward and analyzed what was then called 9/11, still is, and looked at the mere operational narrative, the physics, the architecture, the chemistry, the metallurgy, the everything in terms of the official story as presented. This is what they say happened. This is what we saw. Let's look at what happened. It was a very microscopic look at the event. It was absolutely brilliant, fascinating. That got boring. So it went from that to who was behind it. And it's an inside job. And Bush did it, and Cheney did it, and Israel did it, and France did it, and Pakistan did it, and this one did it. And Ken Osmond is Eddie Haskell. Tim Osmond. Remember? And it was just lost. It's like, oh God, here we go. And it was lost. Lost. And if I didn't know better, I'm thinking it was lost on purpose because people just, and then it drew in it's like leaving a piece of bread out. And every ant, every bug, it just came in and just destroyed. Then they were called truthers. It's like, all right, back up. Thank you. Good night. See you. See you. That's it. It happens every time. Be careful when you do this. Next rule. Don't be a member of clubs. I have seen this. I've been burned so many times. Something starts off. It seems kind of interesting. Next thing you know, it's hijacked. Hijacked deliberately, hijacked naturally, whatever it is. Trump said some good stuff. Trump was great. Lowest unemployment maybe in the history of the country. Blacks, unemployment, blacks, people of color, Asian unemployment. Who knew? Anyway, there's that. Wonderful. 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 It's wonderful. Just wonderful. Economy soaring. Okay. A lot of people said, you know what? I like that Trump. They weren't into MAGA. They were none of this stuff. I like that Trump. That makes a lot of sense. That's some good stuff. That wasn't good enough. Oh, no. Then it went crazy. Then came the nuts. And then Trump went a little nuts. And then this one went Trump. And then this one. And with all due respect, when they all moved in, they all kind of looked a little crazy. But they're not. Roger Stone is a very smart person, but he got all wrapped up. Roger Stone was everywhere. Alex Jones started off, if you saw him at first, you wouldn't recognize him. And then I don't know where that one went. Roger Stone became, maybe by virtue of just success or whatever, he kind of went off into different directions. Bobby Kennedy, it has never really strayed from some pretty basic nothing, really. He's not what you think, but he's being portrayed as a nutcase. So what I'm saying is, always remain independent. Define the parameters of what you are saying. Don't become a member of a group, because I guarantee you, the moment you are a member of that group, they will somehow be hijacked by whatever. I remember one time talking to my friend Anthony Cumia about the etymology of Proud Boys through Gavin Newsom. Not Gavin Newsom, McGinnis. Gavin McGinnis. Remember that one? Gavin Newsom. And the stories have nothing to do with each other. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, if I was in charge, if somebody said, okay, you want to do some intel? Let's do some intel. You want to do some PSYOP stuff? Let's do it. If that's what you want, because people love that. The CT group loves playing spy. Loves it. Okay. First one, we're going to infiltrate BLM. Do you have the nutcases? Because remember, all there are groups of people where you can say, I need some white supremacists. I got them for you. I need some black supremacists. I got them. Moderately violent, criminal records. I got them. Scary. Got them. Good. Bring them in and lead them into this. And we're going to have them say that they are BLM. And BLM will never have, there is no BLM, but they will enter the fray, do some terrible things, and then we say, see, that's BLM. It's the oldest trick in the book. Agent provocateur, it's old. That's one thing. Next, CRT people. Let's do that. Then, I mean, this is what would happen. But see, but there is no version of that. There is no the Republicans, they just don't do anything. They're not interested in this. They just want to complain. They don't want to change anything. But there's so many things that could be done. There's so many things that could be done, but they're not. And that's why I just say, I'm a loner. Thank you very much. I'm over here. Sorry, not interested in that. Because as soon as you are a member of a group, you are losing your identity and you're joining something that has no interest whatsoever in your personal aspirations. They're just using you to fill out the group. That's all they want. They just want you to fill out the crowd. That's all. They want you to show up. Look at this crowd. Look at that crowd. Sorry, not interested. You also got to realize that there is nobody of a party. There is no party that fits you. You have to get as close to something as possible. And the only person who's ever said anything even remotely interested in what I'm saying, if you just checked off the list, was, believe it or not, Bobby Kennedy. Now, he's not perfect. Oh, they're coming after him now. His Harvard thesis was plagiarized. All this stuff. One time I did a check years ago to see which candidate do I agree with most. You know what I came up with? Dennis Kucinich. But people said, I can't like Dennis Kucinich because he looks like Gandhi. Okay. Now, here's the thing, too. You got to understand something. And this is important. And this is critical. There are people in Trump's circle and others who do absolutely nothing for me. Nothing for me, nothing for you, nothing for the country. They're there for themselves. That's all. You look at this, just look at this Turning Point roster. Great people. Not interested. CPAC. Not interested. I just don't. This is about their own particular fame and their own particular posturing. It's nothing to do with the cause. I don't care who wins this. I want the country's direction. It's not going to be perfect, but I want it to be to change this. And the first rule is to get rid of this Democratic shadow government influence. Not woke, not Anheuser-Busch, not Dylan, but bigger. That's all I'm interested in. And I'm going to point out the phonies and the frauds, no matter who they are. And you may like them, you may not like them. And there may be people who I'm saying is like, he's not perfect. But don't eliminate the good in search of the perfect. And Bobby Kennedy, bless his heart, is going to be saying some stupid things. Bobby Kennedy is a very flawed human being. Bobby Kennedy is a guy who's been through. I bet you when he was a kid, you can look at him and I think this is a guy I hated, a stuck-up punk who thought he could get away with everything because of his parents, his name. But you know what? 70 years old now. He'll do. I'll take it. Compared to what? Trump, I don't know what Trump's talking about. Trump is just, God bless him, but I think we know that he's still great. He's a great star. He could be the most important statesman ever. He could do more as a statesman than as president. You know that, right? He is more dangerous as a statesman than as a president. That's absolutely the truth. Period. You got that? I just want everything corrected. And you can have all this love and all that. That's fine. But I just want it fixed. Now, that's all. And even if it's a slight correction, I'll take whatever I can. But I cannot take 4 more years of this. Can't. No way. And it's not Biden. It's not Kamala Harris. It's not even Gavin Newsom. It's this group that has basically taken hold of our country. Okay, friends, let me also tell you, let me go back and remind you that we have, right now, Mrs. L has been doing work since day one to protect kids, do everything, against human trafficking, digital safety, you name it. This is her website, or her YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe. Please. I'm telling you, she is the real McCoy. And they are stealing stuff like you can't even believe. But you know what? Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and thievery is even more so. So that's it right now. This is her. I just ask you, do me a favor. I love her. You have shown her love as well. What she is doing, she is a saint. If she is not inspired, if this is not, and I know if I think God says, I'm going to send some warriors down, real warriors. And by the way, everybody's a warrior now. You notice that? It's funny too, isn't it? She's the one, she said. Because it's always about the kids. Not about me. Hi, here I am. I despise this. This look at me idiocy. In any event, hideousy. I like this. Not hideousness. All right, there's her link. All right, my friends. Thank you so very much. Remember, as a great Cam Fong as Chin Ho said, we're all in this together, brother. We are on the same page. We may be from different walks of life, different races and genders and ages. I don't care who you are. I don't know if I want my country back, as a great Russell Smith would sing, but I just want this fixed. I want this cancer to be removed, and let's see if we can, through therapy, bring our folks back. All right, dear friends. Thank you. Thank you for your love. And support our dear friend at mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Do it. Do it right now. Show them, you're not going to tell us what to do. I'll take 50 pillows. I'll take 1,000 bedspreads. That's right. That's what I want. You're not going to tell us what to do. It's a great product. American made. Good people. And that's it. They support us, and we return the favor. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Until we meet again, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.